Hello, my dear students. Good afternoon. Welcome to Sankalp Learning Classes. Today, we are discussing important question answer from the chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World. So, this chapter that is from the physics section. So, in this chapter, The Human Eye and the Colorful World, in this chapter, you have studied about the different types of the eye defects, that may be myopia, hypermetropia, cataract, or presbyopia. So these all are the different eye defect that you have studied in this chapter. Again, you have studied about the scattering of the light, how the white light scatter, and how many colors are there in a white light. So these all things you have studied in this chapter. Again, the scatter of the light, the refraction of the light, so that is in our surrounding, and why the sky is in blue color, and why more red color appears in the sky during the sunrise and the sunset, and why the stars are twinkling. So these all phenomenon you have understood in this chapter. So now we are discussing the some important questions on these all topics. Okay, so here some questions, they are from old question paper, from the board exam questions, which are asked in the different question paper, and some questions they are very important that may be asked in your exam. So like this we are discussing the questions. Okay, so let us discuss the MCQ questions. The first question is, observe the given diagram, given figure, identify the eye defect indicated in this figure. Observe the diagram. Option A, presbyopia. Option B, hypermetropia. Option C, myopia. Option D, cataract. Here, just observe the this figure. Here, the image is formed in front of the retina, right? So here you can observe the image formation that is in front of the retina, but in a normal vision person, it should form on the retina. So, what type of eye disease it is? Presbyopia. Presbyopia is the age-related eye defect, right? Hypermetropia, where the images are formed behind the retina. So this is not behind the retina. So the correct answer, that is myopia. Option C, myopia is the correct answer. So in this case, they are the persons which are suffering from this disease, they are able to see the nearer objects, but they are unable to see the uh, for objects or for yeah. So these type of the eye defect is called as a myopia. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. Observe the following table. Here material medium P, Q, R, S is given here, and the refractive index are given also. Here P 1.52, which is having the 1.52 refractive index, and Q is having the 1.44 refractive index, and R is having the 2.42 refractive index, and S is having the 1.33 refractive index. Here, in which material medium the speed of light is very high? The speed of light where the refractive index is more, the speed of light is less. Here R, which is having the 2.42 refractive index, means light speed is less. If the refractive index is less, here which one is having the less refractive index? That is S, which is having the 1.33 refractive index. Here where the refractive index is less, then you can say the speed of light is very high. So in S, so option C. So in the S medium, the speed of the light is very high. Okay. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. The sky as seen from the surface of the moon appears dark because option A, only a little of the blue and violet light occurs, colors are scattered. Option B, all the colors are absorbed by the atmosphere present in the moon. Option C, all the colors are scattered. Option D, atmospheric particles needed to scatter the light are not present. So what is the correct answer for this question? So here what they are asking, the sky as seen from the surface of the moon. So when we see the sky from the earth, it looks, when it is clear, it looks blue color, right? But when we, if you observe the sky from the moon, so same from the moon, but it looks dark. Why it looks dark? Only a little of blue and violet color scattered? No, this one is not possible. All the colors are absorbed by the atmosphere present in the moon. This is not possible. All colors are scattered. No, all colors are not scattered. Option D, atmospheric particles needed to scatter the light are not present. Atmospheric particles, so which are needed for the scatter of the light, are not present. So for this reason, uh, the sky as seen from the surface of the moon appears dark. Okay. So option D is the correct answer. Okay. Please write down the question. Next question. The human eye can focus on objects at different distances, adjusting the focal length of eye lens. This is due to human eyes are able to focus the objects at a different distance. So, why how it is possible? Option A, presbyopia. Option B, nearsightedness. Option C, accommodation. Option D, farsightedness. So what is the correct answer for this? Nearsightedness means it is myopia and this is hypermetropia. So here, which one is the correct answer? Human. So these all are presbyopia and this nearsightedness and farsightedness. These all are eye defects. So these all are having the, they are called as eye defects. But option C is the correct answer, that is accommodation. The human eye can focus on objects at different distances, adjusting the focal length of the eye lens. This is due to accommodation. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. The human eye forms the image of an object at its cornea, iris, pupil, retina. The human eye, so where it forms the images of an object. So if you take the diagram of the human eye, so on this place, so that is called as retina. On the retina, where it forms the image, so it forms the image on the retina. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. The least distance of distinct vision for young adult with normal vision is about. What is the least distance of distinct vision for a young adult with normal vision is about 25 meter. Option A, 25 meter. Option B, 2.5 centimeter. Option C, 25 centimeter. Option D, that is 2.5 meter. Here the least distance of distinct vision for a young adult, normal vision man. So that is already given, that is 25 centimeter. Option C is the correct answer. Option C, 25 centimeter is the correct answer. Next question. The change in focal length of eye lens is caused by the action of the pupil, retina, ciliary muscles, iris. Here, how eye is able to adjust the focal length when it's observe the far objects and the nearer objects. The change in focal length of an eye lens is caused by the action of the which of the following? Which one is the correct answer? Anybody? Which one is the correct answer? That is due to the ciliary muscles. Option C, ciliary muscles, it is the correct answer. Next question. A type of lens used to correct nearsightedness is convex lens, concave lens, bifocal lens, concave convex lens. So in case of the myopia, so nearsightedness, it is also called as myopia. So in case of the myopia, the image form that is in front of the retina. So to cure this disease, a type of disease used to myopia or nearsightedness, so it is convex lens, concave lens, bifocal lens, concave convex lens. So here option B, concave lenses are used. Option B, concave lens are used for the to correct the myopia disease. Okay, so option B. Next question. The color of the sky as seen from above the moon: blue, purple, red, black. So which color? So already I told, if you observe the sky, clear sky from the earth, it looks in a blue color, right? But from the moon, when you observe the sky from the moon, in which color it appears? So it appears in blue, purple, red or black. So option D, black is the correct answer, because due to the absence of the atmosphere, the scattering of light is not possible. So due to this, the sky from the moon, so that looks in a dark color, or you can say it as a black color. So but when you observe the sky from the earth, it looks blue color because due to the scattering of the light. Next question. The crystalline lens of people at old age becomes milky and cloudy. This condition is called cataract, myopia, presbyopia, hypermetropia. Here, hypermetropia, this is the disease which is caused due to the image formed just behind the retina, which is the eye defect, and presbyopia, which is not form the milky and cloudy appearance. Then myopia, it is not it is a eye defect which does not cause the milky and cloudy appearance. But the option A, cataract, which is the disease so that caused in a old age people. Option A is the correct answer. Okay. So students, till now we have discussed the some MCQ questions. So that carries the 1 mark for 1 MCQ. Okay. 4 options will be given in these questions. You have to select the correct option. So here, MCQ questions also can be asked in your exam. So we have discussed almost 10 multiple choice questions. Let us discuss the question answer. Okay. Some questions which are asked in the which were asked in the previous year question paper, like old question papers, and some are important questions from this chapter. Okay, so like this we are discussing the questions. Let us start with the first question, that is first one question in that A, how does the lens of human eye accommodate to see the nearby objects and the distant object? Explain. So this question, so here A, B, two questions are there. For each questions, so it carries 2 marks. Okay, explain the formation of rainbow in nature. So this can be also asked for 2 marks. Total 4 marks for this question, first question. Okay, yes, let us start with the A. How does the lens of the human eye accommodate to see the nearby objects and the distant objects? Here, the eye lens composed of fibrous jelly-like material, its curvature can be modified to some extent by the ciliary muscles. Then the change in the curvature of the eye lens can thus change its focal length. So when the muscles are relaxed, the lens becomes thin. Thus the focal length increases. This enables us to see the distant objects clearly. So this is how the objects are observed, so which are enabled by the eyes to how which is observed by the eyes. Okay, then when we are looking at the objects closer to eye, the ciliary muscles contract. This increases the curvature of the eye lens. The eye lens then becomes thicker, and consequently the focal length of eye lens decreases. When the focal length decreases, it enables us to see the nearby objects clearly. So this is how I accommodate how to see the distant objects and how the far nearer objects are seen. Okay, so please note down this answer. So one of the very important question. So this question, how does the lens of human eye accommodate to see the nearby objects and the distant objects? So this question is most repeated question from this chapter. Please note down the answer. And second question, explain the formation of the rainbow in the nature. How the rainbows are formed, so that we have to explain what is the process. A rainbow is the natural spectrum appearing in the sky after a rain shower. So you can see the rainbow that is caused opposite of the sunlight. So it is caused by the dispersion of the sunlight by tiny water droplets present in the atmospheres. So when tiny water droplets are present in the atmosphere, so these all water droplets, they act as a small prisms. You know how prisms scatter the sunlight, so they refract and disperse the incident sunlight. When the sunlight falls on these water droplets, they disperse and sorry they refract and disperse the incident sunlight, then reflect it internally, and finally refract it again when it becomes out of the raindrop. So due to the dispersion of the light and internal reflection, different colors reach the observer's eye. So that is nothing but the rainbow. So this is how the rainbows are formed. So one of the very important phenomena and one of the very interesting phenomena, so that is given in this chapter. Please note down this answer. Yes. Next question. Next, how does rainbow form in nature? Explain. So that is same question which is repeated here. Mention the colors of the light that bends the most and the bends the least. Okay, that is the second question. So this is the 2 mark question. And again, how does the lens accommodate to see the distant eye lens accommodate to see the distant objects and the nearby objects? Again, yes. So these both questions I kept here because I want to convey you how the questions repeat in the same in a different question paper. So this is the repeated question, so which is same as so what we solved the previous question. So this is the answer for the question. And here one more question is added here. Mention the mention the color of which light that bends the most and that bends the least, which bends the most and the which bends the least. Here what we can say, red lights bends the least and violet light bends the most in the rainbow. So this is very important. So 1 mark ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ರೆಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ವೈಲೆಟ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ರೇನ್ಬೋ. ಸೊ 1 mark ಕ್ವಶನ್, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. Next question. What is refraction of light? Actually, refraction of light, so the definition is not there, but just for your knowledge purpose, so I have added this question. What is a refraction of light? Here, refraction is the bending of the light as it passes from one transparent substances into the another. So when the light comes from the sun, when it enters to the atmosphere, so it will um bend. So when it bend, so that bending of the light, when it passes from transparent substances into another, so one substances to the another substances, then the light bends. So that phenomenon is called as a refraction of the light. I hope this concept is clear. Refraction of the light. So the definition can be asked for as a 1 mark question. Okay, refraction of the light. Next question. Read the question properly. A student sitting in the last bench has difficulty in the reading the blackboard writing. Which is the defect of vision the student has? How can it be corrected? Here, so just imagine this is he is the student, and just imagine this is the blackboard. So this is the blackboard, something is written on blackboard, but he is not able to what is written on this board. Okay, but he is able to read his book. So he is able to read his book and observe the all the letters which is present in his book, but is not able to get this which what is written on that blackboard. So what type of the eye defect the student has? So he is able to see the near objects, but the far one are, so they are blur, or he is not able to catch that. So what type of the disease it is? What we can call? Anybody? What type of the disease it is? Yes, it is called as myopia or nearsightedness. Myopia. So how can it be corrected? How we can correct it? By using the concave lens. By using the concave lens. Okay. So this is the answer for this question. Please note down the question. Please note down the question. Yes. Observe the given question. Read the question properly. In the given figure, AB is the incident ray. This is the incident ray, AB. BC is the refracted ray. So this BC, so this is the refracted ray, and MN is the normal at the point of incidence. It is the normal at the point of incidence. Which medium is more denser? Why? Here, so two mediums are given, medium 2 and this is the medium 1. Here you have to find out which medium is denser, which medium is thin. Just observe the diagram. By observing only, you can write the answer for this question. When the light enters into the medium 1 from medium 2, so you can observe the refracted light, so which bends towards the this line, so which is mn. But if the medium is, so there is one more case is possible, medium 2 to, so this is the medium 2 and this is the medium 1. So here this is the line mn. So here you can observe this type of refraction also. But here you have to find out which medium is uh, denser, which medium is the dense medium. So here I will say medium 1 is the dense medium. Medium 1 is the dense medium. How I can say this is the dense medium? Because the bending of light, so that is the refraction of light, that is towards this mn line, that is the perpendicular line. But if it is like this, so this is the incident ray, so this is the medium 2, medium 1, so this is the, if it is like this, so it is bending away from the perpendicular line, so we can say this is the thin medium and this is the dense medium. This is the dense medium or this is the thin medium. So like this we can say by observing the diagram. Okay. So I hope you got the answer for this question. Next question. Draw the diagram to show the recombination of the spectrum of white light and label the following parts. The ray of light that bends the most, the ray of light that bends the least, that you have to note down. So here draw the diagram to show the recombination of the spectrum of white light. So here, so when the white light passes through the prism, so it divides into 7 colors. When the when the inverted prism is used here, so when this scattered light, when they passes through the prism, so that will convert into a white light. Okay, so this is very important diagram and you have to practice this type of question also. Okay. Yes, please note down the question. Okay, I will move to the next question. And here, one more question is asked. The ray of light that bends the most, which bends the most, that is the red light. Sorry, red light bends the least and violet light bends the most in the rainbow. Okay, so that is the, or when it is scattered. Observe the given figure. Name the eye defect indicated in the figure and also mention the lens used in this defect. Yes, here just you can observe the image formation. This is the retina. So retina is here and the image is formed just in front of the retina. Just imagine the image formation here, image formation that is in front of the retina. So if it is forming in front of the retina, what is the eye defect here? If it is like this, just for your reference, these rays, they will converge here like this. Yes. So if it is like this, it is called as a hypermetropia. It is called as hypermetropia. Okay. But here it is forming in front of the retina. So it is called as myopia. Myopia. Okay. So to correct the myopia, what type of the lenses are used here? To correct this type of the eye defect here, concave. So very important, remember concave lenses are used here. So in case of the hypermetropia, convex lenses are used. Okay. Yes. Next question. What is Tyndall effect? Here only definition you can write for 1 marks, or sometimes they will ask 2 marks or 3 marks question as what is Tyndall effect? Explain it. Okay. Like this also question may be asked in your exam. So here you have to write the definition. What is Tyndall effect? Yes, please note down the question and write the answer. What is Tyndall effect? Here, the phenomenon of scattering of light by colloidal particles gives rise to a Tyndall effect. So note down the answer. So the phenomenon of scattering of light by the colloidal particles gives rise to a Tyndall effect. Okay. So I told already, sometimes they will ask the question like this, explain it. So you have to explain more things about the Tyndall effect. Okay. Next question. What is dispersion of light? Mention the colors that bends the least and colors that bends the most when the light undergoes the dispersion through the prism. Yes, here what is dispersion of light? This is 1 mark question, and mention the colors that bends the least and which bends the most. So it is 1 mark. So total it will be 2 mark question. Okay. Yes, what is dispersion of light? Here, the splitting of white light into its component colors is called dispersion of light. Here, what is dispersion of light? The splitting of white light. So you know that white light that will, when it passes through the prism, or when it passes through the particular water drop during the in the atmosphere, so it will split into the 7 colors. So commonly what you observe, so the light that is having the only one color, but the white color light that is having the 7 different colors, so that makes the white color light. Okay, here, so the splitting of white light into uh, its component colors is called dispersion of light, and violet bends the most and red bends the least in the spectrum. So this is the correct answer. So this is the 2 mark question. Here, please remember this, which color bends the most and which color bends the least. So that is very important. Next question. Mention the 4 phenomena that can be observed due to the atmospheric refraction of light on the earth. So, which are the 4 phenomena that you can observe due to the atmospheric refraction of light on the earth? Okay. Here, what are the 4 phenomena? So, twinkling of the stars, early sunrise and delayed sunset. So, what we feel, early sunrise and delayed sunset, and apparent change in the position of the sun or the stars. They will not appear in the exact position. So that is also due to this. And the blue color sky, when the sky is clear, blue color of the sky. So when the sky is clear. So these all are the examples or phenomena that are observed in the observed due to the atmospheric refraction. Already you have studied why these all things happen, why twinkling of the stars and why early sunrise and delayed sunset. So that in detail you have studied in this chapter, and why sun and stars, though they will not appear in a particular location or particular position, and the blue color of the sky. So why the sky color is blue. So these all things in detail you have studied, so I will not give the explanation any. Okay. Next question. What is meant by power accommodation of the eye? What is meant by power accommodation of the eye? Here, so you have to write the answer like this. The ability of the eye to focus the distant object as well as the nearby objects on the retina by changing the focal length or converging power of its lens is called accommodation. The ability of the eye to focus the distant object as well as the nearby objects. So both objects, so that is visible by the eyes. And normal eye has the power accommodation which is enable the object close 25 centimeter as far as infinity to be focused on the retina. So this is the correct answer for this question. Please note down the question. Next question. A person with myopia eye cannot see objects beyond 1.2 meter distinctly. What should be the typical corrective lens used to restore the proper vision? So here, you know the disease, how what is the myopia, how it occurs. So when the person is not able to see the objects beyond the 1.2 meter. So distinctly, what should be the type of corrective lens? So in myopia, he is suffering from the myopia eye defect. So what type of the lens should be used to restore the proper vision? Here, the concave lens. So this type of lens, they're called as concave lens. So these concave lenses are used to correct this eye defect. Next question. Yes, so this is the answer for the last question. So the person with myopic eye cannot see objects beyond 1.2 meter distinctly because in a myopic eye, the image is distant object is formed in front of the retina. And this defect can be corrected by using the concave lens. So here, this is the concave lens. Okay. Next question. What is the far point and near point of the human eye with normal vision? So the person who is having the normal vision. So what is the far point and what is the near point of the human eye? The far point of the human eye with normal vision is the uh, nearer than the infinity, and near point is 25 centimeter. The far point, what you can say, that is infinity, and the near point, that is 25 centimeter. Okay, so that is 25 centimeter. Okay, that is the correct answer. Next question. Why is a normal eye not able to see clearly the objects placed closer than the 25 centimeter? The person who is having the normal eye vision, so he is also not able to see the objects which are closer than the 25 centimeter. Here, what is the reason for this? The maximum accommodation of normal eye is reached, which is the object at its distance from the 25 centimeter from the eye. So it should be 25 centimeter from the eye, and the focal length of the eye lens cannot be decreased below this minimum limit. So below this minimum limit, that is 25 centimeter. Thus the object placed closer than the 25 centimeter cannot be seen clearly in a normal eye. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Please note down the answer. What happens to the image distance in the eye when we increase the distance of an object from the eye? Okay, read the question properly. And what is the answer? The distance eye lens or retina is the image distance inside the eye. The image distance is already fixed. So it cannot be changed at all. Therefore, when we increase the distance of an object from the eye, there is no change in the image distance inside the eye. Okay. So we change the when we change the distance in the eye, when increase the distance of an object from the eye, when we increase the object distance from the eye, so this is the correct answer. You have to write the answer like this. Next question. Why do stars twinkle? What is the reason for this? So, the twinkling of star is due to the atmospheric refraction of starlight. Yes, we have studied that the atmospheric refraction of the starlight. The atmospheric refraction occurs in a medium gradually changing refractive index. Since the atmosphere bends the starlight, the light that comes out from the star towards the normal, the apparent position of the star is slightly different from its actual position. So it looks in a different position from its actual position. This apparent position of the star is not stationary, but keep on changing slightly as the physical conditions of the Earth's atmosphere are not stationary. Since the stars are very distant, they approximate point-sized sources of light. So, because of this reason, as the path of rays of light coming from star goes on varying slightly, the apparent position of the star fluctuates. So, the star position fluctuates and the amount here. The starlight entering the eye flickers and some other time fainter, which is the twinkling effect. So this is how the twinkling of the stars. What is the reason behind the twinkling of the stars? Next question. Explain why the planets do not twinkle. You know that the different planets like Mars and Venus. So these all planets you have seen, but they will not twinkle as stars. So they will not look like stars. The planets are much closer to the Earth and thus seen as a extended sources. If we consider a planet collection of a large number of point-sized sources of light, the total variation in the amount of light entering our eye from the individual point-sized sources will be averaged out to zero. So because of this reason, there will be nullifying the twinkling effect. Uh, this is why the planets they will not twinkle. Why does the sky appear dark instead of blue to an astronaut? Astronaut, so he is not uh, appear in the earth atmosphere. He is just out of the earth atmosphere. When the sunlight passes through the atmosphere, the fine particle in air scatter the blue color and and the red color. So the scattered blue light enters our eyes. If the earth had no atmosphere, so in case of that, if the earth has no atmosphere, there would not have been any scattering. So already we studied this, alva. So if you observe the sky from the moon, so it looks dark. So this is also same case, the atmosphere is not present there. So if the atmosphere is not present, so that is not able to scatter the light, then the sky would not have looked dark. The sky appeared dark to the astronaut flying at the very high altitude, as scattering is not prominent at such heights. The scattering of the height is not possible at such height. Next question. What is presbyopia? Explain how to correct this defect. So, what is presbyopia? Here, The power accommodation of the eye is usually decreases with aging. So it is, which is related to the aging. For most people, the near point gradually recedes away. They find it difficult to the nearby objects and comfortably and distinctly without corrective eyeglasses. So it arises due to the gradual weakening of ciliary muscles, very important muscles, so which are present in our eyes, and diminishing of flexibility of the eyes lens. So sometimes person may suffer from both myopia and hypermetropia. So both far-sightedness and near-sightedness. So such people offer often require bifocal lens. So where which correct the myopia as well as hypermetropia. Okay. So bifocal lens means which is, focal lenses consist of both concave and convex lenses. Explain the Tyndall effect. So here the same question already we have studied. What is Tyndall effect, that we have studied, but here you have to explain what is Tyndall effect. Earth's atmosphere is heterogeneous mixture of minute particles. These particles include smoke, tiny water droplets, suspended particles of dust, and molecules of air. Here, when a beam of light strikes such particles, such fine particles, the path of beam becomes visible. The light reaches us after being reflected diffusely by these particles. So, the phenomenon of scattering of light by the colloidal particles give rise to the Tyndall effect. This you have studied already in the 9th standard science. ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸೊ ನೈನ್ತ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಫೆನೋಮಿನನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೀನ್ ಫೈನ್ ಬೀಮ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್ ರೂಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹೋಲ್. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ದ scattering of light makes the particles visible, and Tyndall effect can also be observed when the sunlight passes through the canopy of the dense forest. And so in dense forest also we can observe this type of the Tyndall effect. And tiny water droplets in the mist scatter light. So these all are example for the Tyndall effect. ಇಲ್ಲಿ explain ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, so they ask explain. So explain ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ how it occurs and what are the effects. So these all you have to explain. Explain the Tyndall effect. Okay. So next question. Why does sun appear reddish early in the morning? You know that during the sunrise and during the sunset, sun appears in a red color. Light from the sun near the horizon passes through the thicker layers of air larger distance in the earth atmosphere before reaching to our eyes. And however, light from the sun overhead would travel relatively shorter distance at noon, and sun appears white as only a little of blue and violet colors are scattered. So this is why sun looks white color during the noon. Near the horizon, most of the blue light and shorter wavelengths are scattered away from the particles. Therefore, the light that reaches our eyes of longer wavelength. So this gives rise to a reddish appearance of the sun. So what is the reason for this? So that you have to understand properly. So note down this. Why does the sun appear reddish early in the morning? Yes, so this is the answer. Next question. Draw a neat diagram showing the near point of hypermetrophic eye and the correction for the hypermetrophic eye. Yes. So here, so this diagram which represents the near point of the higher hypermetrophic eye. Yes, this is the near point of the hypermetrophic eye, and the which is the hypermetrophic eye, where the images are formed in behind the retina, and this is the lens, con a convex lens, which is used to correct the hypermetropic eye. So this is very important diagram. Please note down this. Note down the question first. Draw a neat diagram showing the near point of hypermetrophic eye and correction of the hypermetrophic eye. So this diagram is also very important both for myopia and hypermetropia. Okay. Yes. So students, till now we have discussed the MCQ questions and some 1 mark questions, 2 mark questions, and 4 mark questions. Like this, we have um studied the some important questions from this chapter. Please note down these all questions and answer. Please practice the answer, because already exams are very near and you are going to face the some preparatory exams also. So these sessions will be helpful for you people to prepare for your preparatory exams as well as your board exams. Okay. Yes, thank you students. Well, I will continue in the next